Happy Saturday. Hopefully everyone is doing great and awesome on this Saturday post Christmas Eve, Christmas Day holiday season. Oh boy, it's hard to believe that in about a week, actually less than a week, less than a week, it's going to be 2026, but I'm revved up. I'm excited because we're going to have, the market's going to be back to full swing. More than likely, not next week at all. There very well could be some drama starting early 2026, and oh boy, I am prepared and ready. Today I'm not going to be really talking about the Bung profile, aka public profile account challenge. I'm going to be talking about that, outlining it a lot more next week. I might be making that video around Friday next week, January 2nd. I believe the stock market's open then. But it's officially going to really be kicking off January 5th. If you're new here, welcome. Please, if you enjoy this content, smash the like button. It's completely free. It helps these videos reach good people that are really in need of information from people like myself who are a small fish in a big pond, just a retail investor, trader. Obviously, I'm not a super big wig human being, but I've been around the market for a while now, and I have expertise in areas that a lot of people may not have a lot of expertise in. I'm going to be talking about pretty much a little quick recap of the market, pretty much how it ended yesterday. And then we're going to be diving into an article about SoFi. SoFi is the main premise of this channel, although we talk about various other stocks as well too. But I want to say probably about 70% of content is going to be SoFi related on here. So if you are a SoFi bull like me, you're going to enjoy this channel tremendously. Okay, so Bitcoin on the daily time frame, each one of these candlesticks here represents one day. Right now, it's just really chilling. I mean, the last couple videos of mine about the market have pretty much been boring as shit. Not to mention, analytics are definitely a lot lower on the last couple videos. I've legitimately mentally taken off, just like so many people have also around Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve day, there was practically no volume in the market. Yesterday, there was hardly any hardly any real volume in the market. A lot of it just really algo based. Unfortunately, we did close in the red here, but just a tiny bit in the red. I mean, the major index closed by 0.01% in the red. So very, very it's laughable. But right now, we just really don't have anything to go off of. January is going to be make or break. And, if the market dips down, I've talked about this. I am prepared. If the market goes up, I'm also prepared. So Bitcoin, we've been tracking on this channel because ever since Japan has been really raising their interest rates, Bitcoin has really been affected now. And Bitcoin can definitely bring down the overall market, especially like a company like Robinhood also, where Bitcoin is the risk-on crypto king asset. If people are taking risk in the stock market, Bitcoin is going to be at all-time highs and going higher. If Bitcoin's crashing, it's an indication that, hey, there's a lot of fear in the market and people may not want to be taking risk. SoFi, or rather AMD, basically pretty much just consolidating here even more. SoFi here above the 100-day moving average, which is still very bullish. We really got to reclaim this 50-day at the $28 level. And the 50-day has pretty much leveled out, which is even more bullish. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Sorry, hold on. I gotta do a late afternoon coffee. Cheers. Oh man, it is 2:57 p.m. Little later with this video here. Crazy hectic day. I actually slept in probably for the first time, I want to say, in months. I got around 9 hours of sleep last night. I honestly can't remember when the last time I did that. I actually really wasn't feeling so hot. Did a lot of traveling for Christmas. Weather fluctuations kind of kicked my bum hole. Okay, here we go. If you feel like crap, catching up on sleep is probably one of the best things you can do. A lot healthier than taking over-the-counter medication of crapola. Okay. What was I saying? SoFi. Pretty much, we got to reclaim $28, and we very well could. If you are a SoFi bull, and if you're looking at SoFi, we are more than halfway in the quarter, and if you notice something, it basically is pretty much a trend. Typically, we always get kind of a pre-earnings rally. And basically, at the beginning of October here, we ended up pushing up. We did have a lot of volatile swings, but we maintained the 50-day moving average. And essentially, right before earnings and also to earnings, we busted through all-time highs, had a major sell-off, and then pushed back up and just been stagnated. But there's been a lot of drama in the market, so SoFi follows drama. You got to remember that. If there's drama in the market, SoFi is going to be drama. Obviously, we go back to June of this year when we got out of drama with Liberation Day low. We got out of drama and we saw this gigantic rally. So SoFi flourishes in a non-drama environment, but SoFi it's like a love-hate relationship. People love SoFi in a bullish environment. People hate SoFi in a bearish environment. It's a lot of people may argue, well, why the hell would you invest in those type of stocks that have these volatile swings? Firstly, you can make a lot of money on those volatile swings. You're never going to buy at the bottom. You're never going to sell at the top. But, I mean, if you see a volatile swing go up by maybe 30, 40%, you're like, okay, cool. And then it crashes back down to 30, 35%. You're a long-term shareholder. Hey, I'm just going to pick up more shares because obviously we're going to have another volatile swing to the upside. And if you're in the mindset of taking profit, well, you have a 30, 40% volatile swing to the upside. You take the profits. So that's really the technical analysis here. AMD, same thing. All the stocks that I own, they're just really in a consolidation period here. I have so much enthusiasm, especially for being a first-time shareholder in Adobe. Talked about Adobe on here. PayPal, I'm actually really looking forward for this one for 2026. But as for Monday goes, it's really a coin toss about what happens next week. Really is. It could go either way, but Wall Streeters are still on vacation here, and a lot of people are too mentally. Okay, so let me go ahead and dissect this article here from the Motley Fool. Now, this website utterly sucks monkey balls, and any website out there, these are really to be looked at with a grain of salt. And the reason why that I'm looking at this article is because there's stuff in here that I want to go ahead and give my opinion on and decipher that a lot of people may not know how to decipher a lot of stuff in here. Because there is good stuff in here, but you got to know how to decipher it, and you also got to know the good and the bad. So in this article, if there is a very bullish prediction, you got to be saying to yourself, okay, there's a very bullish prediction here. What is the bearish prediction? And a lot of these articles come out super bullish, super bearish. And if you read a super bullish article, you got to play devil's advocate. A lot of people do not like playing devil's advocate. And I mean, you can play devil's advocate in any aspect of life. It's not just in the financial markets. Play devil's advocate when it comes to like your faith, your religious views. I'm a Christian, but I will listen to other people's religious viewpoints and opinions. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't make my faith go away. And if anything, a lot of the times it strengthens my faith too. Now, listening to a bearish argument on a stock, that can go in multiple different ways. One, it can strengthen my bullish case prediction. Secondly, maybe I'm missing something by thinking too bullish, and now I'm looking at the bears and I'm like, yeah, you want to know what? That actually could happen. And lastly, I'm an open-minded person, and it makes you into the mindset to zoom out and think at like a whole area. I had some health issues last year into this year. It's been completely reversed. I ended up going on one of those crazy low-carb diets, carnivore diets. I was eating too much sugar, had some kidney problems, totally reversed. But a lot of people don't zoom out and understand that nutrition is everything. And it's the same aspect when it comes to trading, investing stocks. You got to zoom out. If you're only looking at SoFi in the 5-minute chart, what about the 1 day? What about the week chart? What about the yearly chart? Like, you got to completely zoom out of everything here. Okay, so 3 predictions for SoFi. Please ignore the advertisements here. Okay, so the first one, crypto transactions will accelerate SoFi's invest revenue. That is factual. Here is the bearish argument, okay? What if we experience more of a Bitcoin sell-off? What if Robinhood stock ends up getting hit significantly because their earnings have propelled because of crypto bullish transactions? What if crypto doesn't get activated until maybe 2027? What if crypto goes into a recession? We have not really seen like that because typically it's a parallel. The Bitcoin will go ahead and essentially follow the NASDAQ. But what if theoretically Bitcoin just does the opposite and the stock market goes the other way? Like what does that mean? Okay, like we theoretically have not like really had super like a high end opposite like propelling like different currencies here. So hypothetically, if let's say SoFi continues to grow but their crypto is lagging, can that impact their numbers? Sure it could. Absolutely, especially since they're talking about launching crypto. Now, SoFi has essentially put up great numbers in the last year without crypto. So even if crypto is tanking, it's just going to be added revenue. That's the way that I'm looking at this. But I am looking at it in the terms of what if SoFi spends all this money on their crypto, on their hey, you know, we're accepting crypto. Maybe we're going to be acquiring something crypto related, and it doesn't work out for them for 2026. A lot of people are pissed off about SoFi's tech platform, Galileo, because it's really not giving us the returns that SoFi said and thought it was going to do. It's lagging. It's producing a slower amount of returns. So what if crypto does the same exact thing? That's something to really be thinking about. Okay. Another thing here too. Yep, and they even mentioned Robinhood markets. Yep. So it's so very big, right? It's hey, I'm a first time Robinhood shareholder. I got to be thinking about this too. Because, I mean, I was up close to 25% on my Robinhood position a couple weeks ago. Now I'm only up by 8%. So I gotta be very mindful. SoFi will once again outperform the S&P 500. Okay, so for a stock like SoFi that has ran up by so much, it's a little comical. I mean, the S&P 500, it's been producing insane amount of returns over the last couple years. Now, can the S&P 500 go ahead and produce us another 4 years in a row of double-digit returns? A lot of people say hell no. Has there been times before? Yeah, it's called the Roaring 90s. Okay. Um, I'm 37 years old. I'm an 88 baby. Obviously, the thing about the 90s that I remember during my childhood is that everyone was doing well. Everyone was doing well. And I grew up in the northeastern part of America. Everyone was doing well. Like, there was not very many people like around me. I'm not coming from a super rich fan, single mom. Love my mom so much. She raised me. Um, not super wealthy family at all. I would say middle class, maybe even at sometimes even below middle class style family. And I do remember that just everyone, like everyone was doing well during the 90s. Stock market was doing great, housing market was doing great. You had double digit back to back to back. Reaganomics were definitely playing off. Uh I mean, you had the Clintons basically just taking the back seat. Yeah, Bill Clinton just let the economy pretty much do its thing, and the economy took off. So, I mean, could we be in that situation where we are in theoretically the roaring 90s? Sure. Or what if hypothetically the stock market doesn't produce double digit returns for 2026, but it produces single digits and SoFi still does a double up? So I think this is just very stupid to actually put in an article. Of course, I believe SoFi will once again outperform the S&P 500. This is just like a fucking like it's very bad to actually have this in an article. It's very stupid. I want to say probably more than likely like the vast majority of stocks can easily outperform the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 goes up by 11% in 1 year, or even if the S&P 500 goes up by 7% in 1 year, I mean, hell, like even potentially you have like banks that will go ahead and give you a 7 to maybe like 15% return here and there. Some maybe a little less, some maybe a little more. It really depends. But yeah, so this one is very stupid here to actually put in. I don't like this at all. I've talked about where I think SoFi is going even more times over, but I'm a little cautious because there's a lot of people saying that the SPY is going to be producing another double digit year. That makes me a little cautious, but we'll see. SoFi will drop by 20% at some point in 2026. Dude, like, give me a break here. Should you buy SoFi technology right now? If you have a long-term vision in SoFi, yeah, I mean, SoFi is a buy for a long-term vision and growth. If SoFi hypothetically gets down to $25, I'll buy some more shares. SoFi gets down to 23, I'm buying even more. SoFi gets down to 18. Oh yeah, SoFi will drop sometime, but 20% in 2026. This is just very laughable. Okay, so this is 2025 here, right? So 2025, we have, okay, great example. January 2025, let's just go ahead and look at Liberation Day. Yeah, Liberation Day dropped by 37%. Give me a break. Okay, to go ahead and put in an article that SoFi is going to drop by 20%. Dude, like, okay, sure, give me a 20% drop. Like, it's just, let's look at AMD here. AMD, Liberation Day, another 20% drop. Even not Liberation Day. The 180s down to the 140s. Yep. Even at all-time highs here. 267 all the way down to like 195. Give me a break. That's 20%. Palantir. Multiple times Palantir dropped in 2025 by 20%, and they're still up on the end of the year. Robinhood, same thing. Meta. Well, Meta is going through some stuff, but still, yeah, okay, sure, they fell. Adobe definitely falling. Okay, maybe some of these ones on the bottom that are very more like, but the prime example, SoFi, AMD, Palantir, Robinhood, these four big ones here. To go ahead and say that a stock is going to drop by 20% in what that's laughable. So when I read that article, you got to be mindful about everything they say, and you got to be able to dissect every single thing they say. What that article just showed us is that there is a high amount of bullish sentiment in SoFi. We should be cautious, because what if something bad happens in the economy as for a recession? I hate saying this, boys and girls. SoFi is going to get hit. Will I still hold my SoFi shares? Yeah. Is my main profile with a average on SoFi of $7.41 going to take a kick to the nuts? Oh yeah. Is my Webull account, my public profile here, with an average $13.70 something cents? Oh yeah. Could SoFi crash down by 50% during a no crap recession? Anything is possible. As long as Anthony Noto can get us out of that recession, I believe he can, because we have been growing in a high interest rate environment. So what, can SoFi grow in a very low interest rate environment with a recession? Probably. I believe it. Any article that you find, you gotta talk out loud and decipher a lot of that stuff. That's pretty much my talking points for today. I'll be back at a new video on Monday here, so if you enjoyed this content, like I said, definitely smash the subscribe button. And if you do choose to comment, let me know, out of those three arguments, which one do you think is the most foolish to actually have in an article? I think probably that SoFi is going to crash by sometime in 2026 by 20%. I think that's probably the most foolish thing to actually say. So I would love to hear from any of you all. Take it easy, be safe, have a wonderful day, and later, everyone.